At 7:15, I was in the pub, shit-faced. Out of nowhere, I get a text message from my friend that just says, "Hey man, just seen the news. You okay?" And I was like, "Oh, that's not good." I should definitely know why that's happened. Here's what happened. Someone had filmed a section of the gig and passed that footage to the newspaper, the Daily Telegraph. They had put it immediately on the front page of their website. Now, this will not be an opinion that surprises you coming out of my mouth, but fuck the Daily Telegraph. And the reason I say fuck the Daily Telegraph is because I say fuck everybody that pretends to be a reasonable conservative. There is no reasonable conservatives left. They're a delivery system for extremism, right? It's fucking disgusting. At least the right-wing tabloids are just open with the fact that they're completely unhinged. If you open a right-wing tabloid now, it's just like, refugees are putting dog shit in soup cans. And it's really like, yeah, we agree. But the Telegraph is still like, we're reasonable conservatives. The fucking Telegraph, the fucking Wall Street Journal, it's the same goddamn shit. It reminds me of men's magazines that were around in newsagents when I was younger. They used to be magazines aimed at heterosexual men, and they had women on the front of them in their underpants, because we used to have to print out the whole internet. And some of these magazines were very clear in their intent. There was like Playboy and Hustler and Nuts and FHM, and their vibe was very much tits. Then there was GQ magazine, whose vibe was very much this. Tits. It was the same misogyny, but it was treated as classy because they had lots of pictures of big watches. That's all the Telegraph is. The Telegraph fired a starter pistol in an unhinged race to write about this incident. In the 24 hours after some bread fell near me, over 20,000 words was written. 20,000 words. Why the fixation? Well, I have a couple of theories. One, there's a lot of basic racism at work. There's still people in white countries who believe that our opinions count for less and we should not criticize the governments because we don't belong in these countries. The person who wrote the article saying that I was biting the hand that fed me also wrote an article about the Squad, the colloquial name given to the American Congresswomen Ayanna Pressley, Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. He said that those women needed to show more gratitude to their host country. So there's still a lot of people that don't count our views as legitimate. Also, a lot of these right-wing papers and their readership supported political movements that are going off the rails and destroying the entire goddamn world. And they have nothing that they've achieved that they can talk about. So all they're left with is their anger. That's why they're angry with comedians telling jokes about the government. They're angry with football players taking the knee. They're angry about gender-neutral toilets because they have absolutely nothing fucking else to say. Imagine being angry with a comedian for telling a joke about the government. What am I supposed to do? Do goddamn pro-government material? How the fuck does that even work? Why did the chicken cross the road? Because he saw the Prime Minister and he wanted to say, "Good job, little guy." Knock, knock. Who's there? The government. I love you. They have sprayed shit everywhere and they are trying to distract you from asking why the house smells. That's all that is going on here. What is the real scandal in this situation? That a comedian told some jokes mildly critical of the government, or in a country that is the 6th richest on the entire fucking planet, people don't have enough food to feed their children. And other people have so much food they can afford to throw it at comedians whose jokes they don't like. What is the real scandal? Now, what happens in the 24 hours after something like this happens is that it starts being covered in the papers. Then it goes to the fringe, right-wing lunatic websites. Then it goes to the real fringe. They're like mad Nazi YouTubers, right? And the problem is that it's a story about a story about a story. So it keeps getting further and further removed from the truth. So by the time I was reading about me having some bread thrown near me in a 5-star hotel ballroom, it was reading like science fiction. I was reading things like this. It was a cold winter's afternoon. A group of humble, white working-class Brexit-voting coal miners had assembled at a nearby shack in London's poverty district. Their aim to have a traditional white working-class English Christmas lunch of offal and balls of their own mashed hair and tears. In strode Nish Kumar, the English Fidel Castro. He was smoking a cigar and stroking his beard. He strode to the front of the room. Everyone who voted for the Conservative Party, hands in the air. Trembling white working class hands went up like a scene from Billy Elliot. He said, "All of you will be sent to the gender-neutral gulag." One of them got down on his hands and knees and tried to plead with Kumar, who simply laughed communistly. The man said in his most white and working class of accent, "Oh, Mr. Kumar, we're just a bunch of humble white working class Brixie batting cowboys. We don't mean that art by Mr. Kumar, just trying to have traditional white working class English Christmas lunch of offal and balls of our own mashed ham tears. No racism, Mr. Kumar, just sovereignty, no racism. Love Island, cheeky Nando's, Love Island."